Hinako is a student at Shiiori High School who lost her parents and brother in an accident. She wishes to die and reunite with them, but cannot commit suicide. Surprisingly, her unique blood attracts yokai, monsters that want to eat her. She agrees to a deal with a yokai named Shiiori, who promises protection from other yokai until Hinako reaches her peak, at which point Shiiori will eat her. It all begins with Hinako closing her eyes and seeing herself in the deep blue sea. She recalls a girl with blue hair and eyes, who appears in her memories covered in blood. Hinako wakes up and receives a message stating someone cannot celebrate her birthday, hinting at her past loss. On her walk to school, she sees a happy family and remembers her own. She imagines her brother saying he will join their parents and calling to her. She hates summer because it reminds her of painful memories. On a bridge, she stares at the water and notices something bubbling, resembling a large but unclear shape. Suddenly, a girl with sea blue eyes grabs Hinako's arm, warning her against staring too much. The girl adds that she thought she might jump, which offends Hinako, so she pulls away and goes to school. In her classroom, her friend Miko apologizes for not walking with her. Miko is overprotective and cheerful. More people join their conversation, and Hinako imagines the ocean around her. The voices fade, and a strange quietness surrounds her. The blue-haired girl appears in her vision, confusing Hinako. Hinako and Miko prepare to leave school, when another student informs Miko that teachers want to speak with her. Hinako decides to wait. She looks for something to pass the time, and images of the sea fill her vision. The blue-haired girl appears again, leading her out of the school. Hinako feels foolish for going near the sea to investigate wave sounds. Hair-like vines emerge from the water, grabbing her foot and throwing her to the ground. The vines drag her toward the sea. A zombie-like woman appears, expressing desire for Hinako, and continues dragging her until she falls into the water. Hinako does not resist, imagining she will finally join her family. Then she wakes up back on the street. The blue-haired girl smiles and reveals her true form as a mermaid. Scales grow on her skin, and her hands turn into claws. Hinako is in shock, barely comprehending events. The mermaid jumps into the water and kills the other creature. She emerges drenched in blood, similar to the earlier memory. She introduces herself as Shiiori and announces her intention to eat Hinako. Shiiori explains that many monsters will target Hinako, but she will protect her until then. Once Hinako's meat becomes more delicious, Shiiori will consume her.
In class, the teacher introduces Shiiori as a new transfer student. Hinako cannot believe her eyes because the monster who wants to eat her is now standing there. She has no idea what Shiiori is planning. With no vacant seats available, Shiiori takes the chair behind Hinako, which belongs to her friend Miko. Shiiori then introduces herself to Hinako, pretending they have never met before. During the break, Shiiori sits with Hinako and asks about her lunch. Hinako talks about her food, but feels more curious about Shiori's presence at her school. She is especially concerned about why Shiiori did not eat her the day before. Shiiori realizes that Hinako actually wanted to be eaten already, but explains that the time is not right yet, comparing Hinako to livestock that is cared for to improve its quality. She states she is waiting for Hinako to become her best possible self before killing her. This explanation upsets Hinako, and she walks away. She hasn't felt happiness since the day she lost her family long ago. The idea of waiting longer to meet them is very difficult for her. She thinks Shiiori should have let the other monster kill her. However, Hinako decides to be strong so her wish can come true. She plans to wait patiently until Shiiori is finally ready to eat her. Miko returns to school a couple of days later, full of her usual energy. She's very surprised to see Shiiori, a stranger, sitting in her old seat behind Hinako. Miko learns the teachers switched their seats, placing her in the first row. This change makes her feel depressed, but something else bothers her more. She notices Shiiori acting very close to Hinako, which makes Miko feel jealous. A clear tension fills the air when the three girls talk together. Later, a teacher calls for Miko, leaving Hinako alone with Shiiori. Hinako begs the mermaid not to eat her friend, saying Miko is incredibly kind to her. Shiiori shows no interest in Miko, explaining that every yokai has different tastes in humans. She calls Hinako a rare specimen whose smell attracts all kinds of monsters, which is the reason for her protective guard. After classes end, Miko sees a chance to spend time with Hinako. When a teacher starts talking to Shiiori, Miko sneaks out of school with Hinako. They go straight to a store to buy snacks. On the street, they see many people and remember it is the day of the summer festival. This realization sends shivers down Hinako's spine and makes her very upset. Miko tries to invite Hinako to the festival, but Hinako refuses and is almost crying. Feeling guilty, Miko takes Hinako back to her house instead. During the walk home, Hinako watches the celebrating people and silently apologizes to Miko, but her escape is short-lived as Shiiori soon rings her doorbell. Shiiori is dressed for the festival and is ready to take Hinako with her. Unlike Miko, Shiiori will not accept a refusal. Shiiori explains that Hinako needs to be healthy in both body and mind to have good taste. Knowing this, Hinako feels even more pressured to accept the unwanted invitation.
Hinako and Shiiori attend the summer festival together. Noticing many people with candy apples, Shiiori buys one for Hinako. Hinako reflects on Shiori's bossy yet incredibly kind behavior. When Shiiori holds her hand and leads her around the festival, it reminds Hinako of her family, triggering painful memories she is not prepared for. A sudden image of herself at a festival with her family overwhelms Hinako. She lets go of Shiori's hand and drops the candy apple. After a quick apology, she runs away. Hinako wants to remember her family, but the memories are too hurtful. The sight of fireworks causes her to drop to the floor as if she was suffocating. Shiiori later finds Hinako on the steps of a temple. Hinako feels completely lost and states she will not get any better, doubting Shiori's wish to eat her. Suddenly, Shiiori moves toward her and blood sprays from Shiori's arm. Another monster tried to attack Hinako and Shiiori placed herself in the way. Shiiori then mercilessly kills the creature. With her clothes and face stained in blood, Shiiori describes in a gory way how she will eventually eat and kill Hinako. She grabs Hinako by the neck and demands to know why she wants to die. Shiiori can sense Hinako's death wish through her scent, which she compares to a beached whale rotting on sand. Hinako then reveals her story. She says Shiori's eyes remind her of the ocean, the same ocean that killed her family. She squeezes her own arm, revealing horrible scars under her sleeve. In a flashback, when Hinako was 6, her family went on their first trip. Their car had an accident with a truck and went off a cliff. Hinako was thrown from the car and the only survivor. She was forced to watch the car with her family inside burn and slowly sink into the ocean. She believes she heard someone tell her to survive, an illusion that has since prevented her from ending her own life to honor that wish. This is why meeting Shiiori made her happy, as it offered a way for her wish to die and rejoin her family to be granted. Shiiori thanks her for her honesty and tells Hinako to view her tragedy differently. She instructs Hinako to enjoy life fully for her family's sake, promising to eat her only when she is the happiest she has ever been. Hinako laughs at the absurdity of needing to overcome her death wish in order to finally die, but she agrees to try her best. The two return to the festival so Shiiori can find a still open stall. They do not notice Miko, who sees them together there. The next day, Hinako notices a change in herself because of Shiori's words. The sound of waves and the summer sun are not as painful anymore. On the way to school, she meets Miko, who acts normally but suddenly asks about the fireworks with a blank look. Hinako panics, thinking Miko saw her at the festival. Miko hides this fact, saying Hinako must have seen the fireworks from her house. Hinako calms down, believing Miko saw nothing, unaware that Miko is hiding the truth. At school, Hinako asks Shiiori to hide from Miko that they went to the festival together. After her accident, everyone treated her with extreme care, but Miko never changed. Hinako doesn't want to hurt Miko. Shiiori agrees. In the blink of an eye, Shiiori kills another creature that was approaching Hinako. Then Shiiori begins to reflect on how Hinako managed to survive alone so long. At that moment, Miko appears, completely shocked by the violent scene.
And that is it for today. If you enjoyed this recap, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and feel free to write whatever you want in the comments section. Thank you for watching.